One thing we got to realize in life is that if we want to have an impact on anybody, what we have to do is have to have a testimony. And we have to acknowledge the things that God has done for us and to us in order for us to tell the story. Think about any product that you see on television, whether it's Jordan brand sneakers or Hanes underwear. It can be a specific restaurant that you like to eat at. Anything that you see on television, a lot of the times what they're going to do, they're going to have a paid spokesperson or a celebrity or an athlete, someone to give their what? Testimony, right? So what David's doing right there, he's giving a testimony of how good God is and has been to him. Now, we got to realize in times of depression, in times of sadness, in times of mental instability, sometimes we have to listen to and remember our own testimonies. There are two types of testimonies, right? There's internal testimonies and there's external testimonies. We have to remember to testify externally, like David's doing. He is standing and he's telling the people how great God is and how great God has been to him, because like he said, this poor man called and the Lord heard him. He's talking about himself. He saved him out of all his troubles, and he's going to continue to. He is manifesting, he is speaking into existence, using what God has done and proclaiming that God will continue to do the same. That is a external testimony. Now remember that too, because when you can boast those things, you got to remember to internalize it and listen to your own words. And there goes the internal testimony. Let's start right there, because this is the point we start talking about depression. So right now, David says the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous. So if you're doing right, God is always watching. So always talk about no matter what you're doing, someone's always watching. I'm talking about God. And that's integrity. Doing what you're doing, knowing that someone is watching, that someone is above, that is omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient, sees all, powerful, everywhere at all times. Remember that whenever you're feeling that depression, the eyes of the Lord are on the righteousness, are on the righteous. 16 says, but the face of the Lord is against those who do evil, to blot out their name from the earth. Anybody that is part of the problem of creating that depression, God is going to blot them out. If you're against God and you're against God's people or God's children, you will get blotted out. Sooner or later, you have to realize that as children of God, that the target is on your back. As always, you got to remember that God's going to deliver you, and you just have to stay out of God's way. You have to continue to walk that straight and narrow path, because engaging only helps those people, those agitators, those aggressors, those people, those deterrents that are trying to stop you from continuing your path. You cannot engage. You got to let God deal with those things, right? 17, the righteous cry out and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. We cry out when we're sad. We cry out when we're troubled. We cry out when we can't take anymore. God hears those cries. He acknowledges those cries. Sometimes you can't get to your therapist. Sometimes you can't get to your friends. Sometimes you can't get to your family. Sometimes you can't get to anybody at 3 a.m. in your deepest, darkest hour. You turn to God, and God is going to hear your cry, and he's going to deliver you from all your troubles.